next day, my father went to see him, only this time with Luca Brasi. And within an hour, he signed a release for a certified check of $1,000.
How'd he do that?
My father made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
What was that?
Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract. It's a true story.
Voglio restare sempre a te vicino.
The problem we're dealing with here is that Italians are consistently portrayed as these mobsters or gangsters. And this is portrayed through the media, and it consistently persuades people, the mass population, to believe all Italians act this way. And the problem, like I said, the root of it is, of the approximately 1,200 movies that consist of Italians or Italian themes and characters, 69% of them are negatively portrayed or have Italian characters connected to the mob. This is where it's unacceptable. It's such an overwhelming number that it's almost impossible for most of the people, most of the mass population, not to believe this.
Obviously, it takes a very skewed version of the Italian family. I've grown up in an Italian family. I know that that's not the way we lived.
We glamorize these gangsters or mobsters, mafioso men, as these people who they never get in trouble. They are never reprimanded. They can do whatever they want. They control these communities. They can kill without remorse, without conscience, and come home to a family dinner. And they're portrayed as happy, and you get a sense to care for them watching these movies or television shows. And at a young age, many people, or even older people, are persuaded by this to start caring for them and feeling for them. And it's, again, this mentality that we want those characteristics of, and we feel that they're okay, and we start enjoying this. And when we start enjoying it, we start watching more movies. And when we start watching more movies, our assumptions grow stronger and stronger that all Italians are like this, and that's far from the truth. And it's this cycle that we get in that's just perpetually going stronger and stronger, that we're influencing these young kids or minds to believe that this is okay and this is how all Italians are. It's an unfortunate problem for Italians because the stereotype that they have portrayed on them is perceived as very cool in America because of their characteristics. And it's the power and the money and this cool charisma that they're given, that they're the one-liners, very, very powerful, can control a community that's very admirable to American society. And that's why they buy into these characters so much. That's why you see Al Pacino playing Michael Corleone being very famous, or James Gandolfini playing Tony Soprano as two major characters in Italian mobster movies. And that's why we don't see Roberto Benigni in Life is Beautiful being a great Italian actor, even though he had an amazing performance.
I think certain people still look at me and the last name that I have, that I'm sure that they, in some respects, they may have that stereotype of what Italians are. So in some respects, I'm sure it has some effect, but I don't think nearly the same kind of effect on my life that it did on my parents.
I think there's a lot of good portrayals of Italians, whether you know, on cooking shows or on TV, you know, showing Italy or family life with Italian American people.
The effect of this stereotype is that it's actually the weakest point, which is a good thing, because right now, myself, I'd be lying to you if I'm saying I've been denied an opportunity or been greatly affected by my heritage because of this stereotype that everyone's perceiving. So it's a good thing that it's at its weakest point. And that could be because of a few things. One, I believe America, and the world for that matter, is becoming more educated and more experienced. They're starting to realize that not all Italians are like this. It's actually the majority are normal and not connected to this mafia behavior. Second thing is positive media exposure. We see Everybody Loves Raymond, or Moonstruck, or The Bronx Tale as these media portrayals of Italians being much more normal and living much more of a traditional Italian lifestyle. So I think those things coupled, along with the fading mafia in the news media, that the effect is actually starting to diminish in its overall effect on everyday Italians who are not involved in any mafia relations.
E il nostro amor lo canto ai quattro venti.